Hello and welcome to Ankle Sore and our review of round 23, the penultimate round. Once again, it's just Vito and yours truly. Andrew will be back with us next week for the final series, a bit like Carlton and their injured players. Just don't worry about finishing the season off. Just come back for the finals.
That's about right.
So last week's preview of round 23 garnered our best viewed video of the year so far, so thank you very much for that.
Pretty good.
And having said that, please go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that button too. And for the trifecta,
hit the bell icon, tickle it.
Tickle that bell icon so we get alert when a new episode drops. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes for this video. We've got a few on that one. Let's get on to the show. It was Friday night. Essendon 8-11-59. Sydney 15-8-98. What did you take out of that from both sides?
The second half, they got crushed. They kicked 3 or 4 goals in the second half, Essendon only. And Sydney smacked, I think, 11 or 12, something to that effect. Mate, same story, Essendon. Start well, show a bit of, attack. Can't score, can't kick straight every time.
Can't kick straight. They just weren't good enough. They got flogged. I don't know if it's a combination of their game plan and the playing list. There's serious issues there, which go into next year. I'm not sure if it's going to
once again
magically,
And I'm picking the same plays, but it's these culprits. Stringer again, no impact.
Yeah.
Jade Gresham, no impact.
Yep.
Darcy Parish gets a lot of the ball, but soft little disposals, little dinky kicks.
But Nick Martin, off halfback, playing selfish football, I reckon.
A little bit.
A little bit of selfish football.
What about another one, Jake Kelly? Just
Jake Kelly.
Turns it over.
And Perkins hasn't shown his best. Where's Guelphy?
He's gone backwards, Perkins.
But Essendon I think you've got to question the coach too at some point. Some point.
It's a bit of both. You can't blame him fully.
Yeah.
You got to get responsibility to the blokes out there.
Yeah.
But it's got to come into some sort. But the thing is, you don't see any changes.
There's not, and you know what's funny? It's not funny. It's actually a stat I heard today that Brad Scott is the first coach at Essendon since 1977 to have not got his team to a final series in his first 2 years.
Really?
So everyone says, okay, Essendon hasn't won a final in X amount of years, and Kevin Sheedy coached for 355 years.
Yeah.
But Bill Stephen in 1977, not many of you out there would know who he was.
Yeah, he coached Essendon, didn't he?
Yeah, he was the last coach because after that, Barry Davis in his second year got into a final series, then Kevin Sheedy, and then after Sheedy it was Knights and it was Bomber Thompson and
Hurd first, wasn't
James Hurd. And then there was another coach, the coach for 2 years that Brad Scott took over, also got into a final series.
Rutten.
So, good on you, Brad Scott. And the Heppel thing, the Heppel thing.
But anyway, you're right. I think those problems might go into next year.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I feel sorry for some of those Essendon supporters. Like you got, the young boys that I always mention.
Yeah, exactly.
Jackson and Ashton. They watch it every week.
Exactly.
They watch us, but they watch the footy and they actually asked.
Yeah.
Were we really good once upon a time? Because
that's right. They've got no memory of it.
They've seen nothing,
They've got no memory of it.
On the other hand, Sydney, they're starting to get some action back.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do.
I know there was no Goulden.
No, he played, didn't he?
Oh, sorry, Warner didn't play.
Warner.
They conceded 37 inside 50s in that first half.
I know, and like I said, Essendon just couldn't capitalise because they're not good enough.
Yeah, and so Sydney did.
Yeah, that's a problem if they do it against. If they concede that many against a good side, they're in trouble. I agree. But they're starting to look, I don't know, they're starting to look like they've got a bit of mojo back, Sydney.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm going to give it another week because they did play an opposition that was just
lame.
Out of sorts.
Yeah, lame.
Obviously, there's problems there during the week with the Heppel decision. But back to Sydney, look, I don't know, if they carry on like that in the first half in the final, they'll get whacked.
Yeah, I agree, because they can't concede 30-odd inside 50s because the other side will punish them.
Yep. Gold Coast, Sunday, People First Stadium, 145. Gold Coast 99-63. Melbourne 18-9, 117. I didn't see this whacking coming. No bearing on the 8s, so there's not much.
Well, the only thing
Gold
is...
Coast dropping looked ordinary.
Gold Coast early were with them. They actually in front early.
Yeah.
And then I kept checking. Melbourne just went whack and said, see you later.
Yep.
Gold Coast looked like queue on the rack or just not good enough, one of the two.
Look, it's just a story of two teams that have got nothing to play for now. And it always happens. Either a high-scoring game, free-flowing, or one side whacks another side.
But
we'll get into that.
Melbourne's got nothing to play and they're playing away from home. They still whacked them. It doesn't say much for Gold Coast, though.
But Gold Coast are tired.
Probably.
They're tired.
They gave it their all, didn't they, to
They
try and
gave
make
it
the
their
eight.
all, and they failed.
You haven't got much to say on that game, but Melbourne was just the usual suspects that, Pickett and those guys. Gorn showed back into a bit of form.
Gorn was good, yeah.
So-
Saturday, the twilight game. Oh, sorry, no, that was a day game. GWS 15-11-101 beat Freo 14-8-92. Thus, Fremantle slipping out of the 8.
Cracking game.
Cracking game.
And he might get away with his nuggets.
Well, that'll all it's all bearing now on Fremantle Port Adelaide next week.
Correct.
He might get his nuggets. GWS is the sleeper.
I told you.
They are the sleeper.
I'm telling. They're my tip. If someone, so if you have to tip one right now, that's going to change maybe in a couple of weeks as it goes on. Mm-hmm. Right now, who's your flag favourite?
GWS.
Same here.
I don't. Well, what did you said about Sydney? I think Sydney can go out in straight sets.
Jesus. Well, that's interesting. But do you agree with what I said about GWS? Every line they're evenly balanced. They've got good backmen, they've got a great midfield, and their forward line, they've got Green up there, they've got Hogan's going to win the Coleman. They've got other blokes that can chime in and kick goals. Mate, they're a complete package.
I'll tell you what else, they're the best travelling side of all the interstate sides.
That too.
So
that too.
Saturday, 4:35, the MCG in front of 60,000 people. Collingwood 11-13-79. Beat Brisbane 11-12-78. They did it again.
But before I go on about Collingwood, Brisbane, put some vomit on yourselves again. How do you lose that? I actually said, when they were 3 goals up, I go, no, not this time, Collingwood. As much as, I always stick up for them, I go, no, they're gone, Collingwood. And they did it again.
There's a couple of things on both of these sides. Collingwood, next year, look out.
Again.
They looked just as good. They looked capable enough.
Make up your minds. Every time I stick up from you, they're gone. They
just need a couple of more top ups, and they'll be okay.
They'll be up there again, mate.
As for Brisbane,
people telling me about them winning the flag can't help you.
Steve Waugh in the 1999 World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
In England.
I can't remember because you follow it better than me.
Hit one to point, and Herschel Gibbs dropped the catch. Steve Waugh said, how does it feel to have dropped the 1999 World Cup?
Someone else has got to take over that role, get themselves in. That's out.
He dropped it. I don't believe it. That's unbelievable. He was throwing it up. He thought he had it. It was a little lollipop. And the man who did so well with the bat has taken his eye off the ball, and the ball has just dribbled out of his fingers. He was about to throw it up. Well, this could change the course of this match, that's for sure.
I think Brisbane blew their AFL Cup chance. Slip into 5th.
Well,
they blew it. They blew their premiership hopes in that last.
I'm going to give you
4 seconds.
I'm going to give you one stat. Can't play at the G, and if you can't play at the G, I know they lost by a point last year, but they can't win at the G, mate. They've lost. I don't know if they've won. It's a ridiculous stat.
Yeah, and now they're going to finish 5th and
home final.
It's a home final. It's a long way around now. They've got to win. They've got to win 4 finals now to win the flag.
Oh no, I didn't think they were going to win anyway. But
I'm not sure
they're done.
Can do it.
They're done for me. Collingwood, you're right. Next year, look out.
I'm not sure they can do it.
I agree.
Saturday, 7:30 Adelaide Oval. It was Port Adelaide 11-14-80. Beat the Crows 8-10-58. The Crows had every bit of them early in that game.
Yeah, conditions weren't great. And
there's only one thing to come out of this game.
He hasn't got him high, but he's out. Oh, God. I'm going to keep my mouth closed here, not make any statements.
How many weeks does Houston get?
45.
45. So he's played his last game for Port Adelaide?
Why? Would you say that? Is he moving on, is he?
Yeah, Melbourne are sniffing around. And there's other suitors looking out for him. But what do you give up for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he thinking?
What a ridiculous thing to do late in the season.
Like, I'm thinking, when I heard about it, I didn't see it. Look, what's going on? Let me see this Houston and Isaac Rankin thing. I go, no, you can't. He's gone, 4? He's going to get 4 to 5.
Ridiculous.
And so be he deserves it. But on the game, I think Port would just, Butters. We go through the same old Rudders and Bosey.
42.
Yeah, so it's the same culprits, and I think those Port Adelaide blokes are just cleaner. And just better around the ground than the Adelaide. And when they lost, Rankin went off, that didn't help.
Yeah. But and Port I think Port can play. I think Port can get to the granny.
They can.
I
They
think
can.
They've secured top 4. They'll get to home final. Obviously, if they win week 1.
Well,
it depends if they host the final, but
They can finish second.
they can. Yeah,
Mate, they can make it. It could be GWS Port.
it could be. It could be.
Anyway.
Saturday night at Marvel Stadium, St Kilda 16-11-107, Geelong 14-5-89. Did Geelong just realise at halftime that they didn't have to win this game of footy?
You know, your bloke there, the bloke sits there, he texts me, he goes, 1-4-10, whatever they were, St Kilda, laughing because Geelong was 6-1. He goes, typical, his usual rant. Look at the score.
Andrew, St Kilda kicked 16-11-107.
They absolutely, after quarter time or second, half time, whatever it was,
Half-time.
smack them.
Absolutely whacked them.
Geelong had no answer.
Whacked them.
St Kilda, you know what St Kilda looked like? A side that was full of run, full of attack. Not St Kilda that I'm used to, or any of us are used to.
Is that the St Kilda that we expected at the start of the year and that didn't eventuate?
No, not really, because he doesn't play that style. Only when it suits him. But I tell you what, some of those blokes, they've got Cooper Sharman.
Good footballer.
So we're talking about Malire. We know he's good.
Good football of halfback.
I mean, we don't speak much about Higgins, but he kicks goals.
Goals, Butler.
Butler's dangerous, but he's not as. I think Higgins is more important to him, of course. They've got the midfield. I mean, Sinclair, good players. I know he doesn't rate him, but Sinclair and who's the other one? Steele.
Steele in the middle. Yeah.
Mate, they turned it up on Geelong.
Can you believe they've won 10 games and if they beat Carlton, they'll finish with 11 wins and 11 losses?
Incredible.
For the season that they've had,
Yeah, been ordinary, and they're going to be just out by.
they are
a game
going
and a
to
half.
bleed about this season.
Yeah, because they could have been. There's games they should have won
And you look at the teams that are going to make it, you think, well, on that form, they could beat sides.
for sure.
They'll be annoyed about this year, St Kilda.
So again, people going about Geelong winning flags. No, how many times am I going to say
Geelong
this?
can't win it.
How many?
Geelong can't win
How
it.
many times am I going to say Geelong
Having
are
said that,
not
this
good
bloke-
enough to win the
Yeah.
flag?
Well, having said that, this bloke picked him in the top 4 and they're going to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, that's okay. That's great. That's great. No hope.
Paddy Dramafield again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Paddy Dramafield. I like
You
that
like
one.
that one?
I like.
Sunday at 1:10, Western Bulldogs 2018-138 defeated North Melbourne 6-6-42. Q in the rack for North.
Yeah, but
They've given
16
up.
goal loss. Are you going to excuse that?
They gave up. They checked out.
That's lame. Sorry.
But it's been happening for 100 years when teams get to the last couple of rounds of the year. I'm not giving an excuse.
That's just
I'm not giving them.
after quarter time. That was just a poor effort.
quarter time.
Yeah.
I reckon they were horrendous from the bounce.
First quarter weren't so bad. They were okay.
Charlie Comben got injured.
Here's another one. It's called controlled aggression. These blokes haven't got a brain. Controlled aggression. Just throw yourself at. Don't just throw yourself at everything. Have a look what's going on, where you're at. Same thing. I mean, Griffin Logue out. That kills us too. What's going on with him?
Well, Comben got injured in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm convinced now he's a forward.
Yeah, I'm convinced of that. George was okay.
He's not hard enough to be a defender.
Nah. He's not. He's gutsy, but I don't think he's got an idea.
Yeah.
She's was a big loss for us.
Sheezer was a big blow, but not
not
get
15,
whacked
16
like that.
goals. But
the Dogs were on a
Okay.
mission. Like they needed percentage. They needed a kill.
how much do
and they got
much
it.
do you take out of that for the Dogs?
They did exactly what they needed to do.
But you didn't expect. Yeah, you're right. North checked out. I didn't expect 96 points.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't expect 96 points.
But it's the same thing. Bonton, mate, Darcy. Stop there.
you don't rate him, do you?
Brad Johnson, you're a muppet of the highest order. Muppet. Oh, he's carrying on like he was an ex-main carrier. Are you joking? Did you see North's back line?
Oh, it was meek.
At one stage, Archer's going up against him. Give me a spell, Brad Johnson. Carrying on like a pork chop, how good this kid is. Don't get me wrong, mate. Can play. I want to see him kick 7 against Darcy Moore, you idiot. Next.
Sunday, MCG, the 3:20 game. Hawthorn 19-17, 131. Richmond 10-8-68. How good was that first quarter, though?
Oh, yeah, outstanding. But, I was going to say, is that the same thing as North? Richmond's checked out. Half of their blokes.
That's right, the
Half of their blokes not interested in it, and a quarter of them probably won't even be there next year.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So, but don't get
There's
me
a
wrong.
lot to be said for the last couple of rounds for bottom sides as well as top sides.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But you got to give Hawthorn credit. They just, I'm
They
telling
kicked
you.
8 goals to 1 in that first quarter.
And said, you know what, we'd have to kill ourselves now for the rest of it.
That's right. But, geez, they look good, don't they? They got
Run,
I
carry.
love Weddle.
Yeah, geez, he's good.
love
Run,
Weddle.
that's what I'm going to say. Run, carry, hardness. hit targets, skillful.
They score.
You know, they make their own luck. It's another thing. Don't get me wrong. Like I told you, Sam Mitchell does my head in, but I've got to give Hawthorn credit, mate. I've got to give him credit. I don't think people carrying on, can they go all the way? No chance.
No, they can't win it this year.
Oh.
But I think they've got the...
In 2 years, they could be a premier.
They can win it.
Yeah, in 2 years' time, they
So
can
that's the
win
new type of footy that we're going to be looking at, and that's what teams need to be chasing to win flag.
Yeah, no.
If Hawthorn's going to be the benchmark in 2 or 3 years. If.
Again, evenly balanced. You know, Newcomb, you got Moore who plays forward but on the ball a little bit, Wirral up back with Sicily, the run they are. And then you got Carl Amon with that bit of class.
Yep.
They're good. They're good side.
Dave was a bit of a loss, and he'll be a loss in the finals.
Oh,
I'm not exactly
massive
sure. It's definitely... Well, it's not broken, or it's not dislocated, his collarbone. So...
Well, he's still going to miss a couple.
But it's going to be a big loss.
So,
Sunday, Optus Stadium at 4:40. West Coast Eagles 14:34. Carlton 14:15.99. It got Carlton back into the 8s.
65
I'm
points.
not sure if he's going to be doing a club corner. The one hasn't come up yet.
29 shots to 14, right? I'm just going to say this. They kicked the first 2 goals, West Coast. Are they serious? I don't care about checking out.
They did check out.
You can't on your home ground kick your first. So 14 goals to 2 and go, I'll kick 2. No, Carlton, you just do what you
because
like.
they were up and about for 15 minutes. The opposition, there was no pressure early. I'm telling you, the Eagles were deplorable.
No, deplorable.
They had no interest.
Harley-
They were looking for Mad Monday. They had no interest. They could not care that Carlton needed to win that game of footy.
Harley Reid.
It was almost, a few people told me, it was almost a Monty, even with Carlton's VFL side, who are sitting fifth last or fourth last,
Yep.
with a weakened side, but we'll get on to Carlton in a minute. They're always going to win that.
Harley Reid, what do you think? It's okay.
It was okay. I'll tell you.
I think everyone needs to calm. Now everyone's calmed down. He's come back to earth.
Yeah. Let's talk about Carlton. Mm-hmm. First of all, Carlton has won 3 of their last 8 games, and they have been against Richmond, West Coast, and North.
Jeez.
And they need to beat St Kilda to make the finals next week.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that. What really annoyed me was Michael Voss's press conference.
Oh, he was smirking, wasn't he?
He was like as if they had they'd stolen a top 4 spot.
What was he
in the
saying?
finals.
What was he saying?
Well, we needed to see where this club was at, and we got a really good idea of it. And
West Coast.
yeah,
Give me a spell.
you had all year to see where your club was at.
Correct.
You had all year
Yep, I agree
to
with
see
that.
what you were made of, and you say that this club was made of everything in the final round of the year against West Coast.
Second
the
last.
second last round against West Coast.
I know, I agree with that. But don't get me wrong, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect 10-goal, 11-goal win.
Well, yeah, they won the game of football, and you've got a long way to go, Carlton, if you're going to get anywhere near winning a final. Getting near St Kilda next week, let alone
It's going to be a tough
winning
gig.
final.
It's going to be a tough gig.
Like I said, I'd like to see if Andrew's going to pump out a club corner for that one.
Not sure. Yeah, I just think West Coast, you're right, they just look like they would.
Oh, man, they were done.
Yeah.
They were done. So there you have it, our review of round 23 in the books. Let us know what you thought of another crazy round of football, and we'll see you in the next one.